Apocalypse Showdown, the world zombie outbreaks in gaming ranked. Minecraft.
Minecraft is a fun, relaxing, resource-gathering and building game, right? Wrong. It's actually a zombie apocalypse simulator that makes you fear the night. From the very first night in Minecraft, zombies spawn in the dark, in the mines, and in any other areas that aren't properly lit. This spawning power alone makes the Minecraft zombie apocalypse particularly terrifying. While you can build great bases with plenty of anti-zombie measures, it takes just one creeper, which is close enough to a zombie, to ruin all your work.
Dying Light.
Dying Light starts the series with one city, Harrowing, being affected by a viral outbreak that turns people into zombie-like creatures. While things eventually, for better for the city's residents, and the world was back to normal, we discover that the global relief effort seeks to weaponize the virus and bomb the city's survivors. After the first game's events, a variant of the harrowing virus escapes a GRE lab and devastates the world, leaving just one human city, Vilder, surviving. Humanity is on the edge of extinction, and outside the city walls, there is very little left of a once great civilization that brought this downfall on themselves.
Resident Evil.
The Resident Evil series is another self-inflicted zombie apocalypse. The Umbrella Corporation develops the T-virus and other chemical agents that eventually result in the destruction of Raccoon City and outbreaks elsewhere in the world. Perhaps what's most terrifying about the T-virus zombies is a single bite or scratch means you'll turn into one yourself. These monsters are also extremely tough and can even walk off gunshot wounds. Though the other types of monsters that come around later in the series are something we would like to avoid altogether.
Zombie Army.
This seems like the worst possible combination of baddies, zombies, and Nazis. The Zombie Army series presents an alternate history where in the final days of World War II, Hitler decided to use occult rituals to raise an undead Nazi army of the dead. After the brave actions of Allied soldiers results in the death of Hitler, he comes back as a sentient zombie. Soldiers are able to send zombie Hitler to hell, but the zombie hordes push the Allies out of Germany. Eventually, it's found out that Hitler is running his Nazi army from hell and using hell's energy to supercharge his army. Where the heck is BJ Blazkowicz when you need him?
World War Z.
The original book portrays a victory of mankind over a zombie outbreak, but the Brad Pitt movie and the 2019 World War Z video game focuses more on the horror of the hordes. The video game showcases waves of fast-moving zombies that can pile on top of each other to get over large physical obstacles. The game throws different types of zombies with different abilities at the player, meaning that survivors would have to be extremely well-versed in how to deal with them. With thousands of zombies rendered on screen at one time, World War Z's zombie apocalypse would be very difficult to overcome.
Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead portrays the spread of a zombie apocalypse via the green flu. The game throws wave after wave of zombies at you. A survivor would have to contend with many types of zombies, and it seems unlikely that most of us would survive. Tank zombies can just take bullets and wreak havoc, while the witch, one of the most terrifying creatures in the game, and can kill some players with one hit. Left 4 Dead may be fun to play, but would be hell to live through.
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us portrayed how the zombie apocalypse spreads in a particularly nasty manner. A fungus that can spread via airborne spores, while also contaminating food to make its way into a host. When a person becomes infected, they mutate into different types of the monsters as the infection continues to take hold. Oh, and the person is still conscious and aware of what is happening to them. Civilization is reduced to a few quarantine zones and settlements, as survivors wander an apocalyptic nightmare. And if you want to survive, you should probably carry a gas mask to avoid infection.
Days Gone.
Days Gone features an outbreak that turned humans into zombie-like creatures known as freakers. Humanity itself was relegated to safe zones. The freaker virus, as it is known, is similar to the rabies virus, as freakers show an aversion to sunlight. While there is some semblance of response to this disaster by the National Emergency Response Organization, their orders are to shoot any freakers or civilians they see roaming around. That doesn't exactly bode well for survivors. Add to that the fact that freakers are evolving to become more dangerous.
Halo.
The flood from the Halo universe makes zombies look quaint. The parasitic race looks for sentient forms of life to consume, and during a 300-year period was responsible for consuming most life in the galaxy. It apparently came from outside the galaxy. And you'll find these creepy crab-like creatures are capable of infecting people and using firearms. The flood is an all-consuming force and is the biggest threat to the galaxy.
Dead Space.
This is the video game version of Nope. Dead Space's necromorphs are just like zombies, as they look for more flesh to infect, so they can continue to spread. The Dead Space series does a pretty good job of conveying that you don't want to go anywhere near a necromorph. Necromorph-infected corpses will reshape themselves into horrific otherworldly beings. Hosts must be killed first before the infection begins mutating the cells, but necromorphs are pretty good at coming up with horrific ways to create dead cells out of victims. They can also take a beating, as shooting off a limb or two doesn't stop these creatures from crawling towards you. Billions of necromorph corpses also make up moons, which end up attacking Earth, and the end of Dead Space 3's expansion, Awakened. That's it. How about a like?